Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. Okay, so I've got sudden wealth, gift, and savings. So this definitely has to do with money. I think some of you have some money coming in the near future, but I don't think that you are expecting that or that you're aware of it at all, because it feels like something about this is very sudden and like just out of the blue. And whatever money this is, it feels like it's not an insignificant amount of money. So take that however it resonates with you and take that on scale, because not for everybody are you getting like a truckload of money just backed up into your driveway, or you win the lottery, or you have a trust fund. It's not necessarily something like that. I feel like for some of you, maybe you have like a savings goal or something, and somebody here might know about that goal and they are like planning on gifting you some money towards that goal, but it could be just like, $100 or something, but it's not insignificant and it's really going to help and like go towards whatever this is. And I do feel like this is in some way a gift from the universe, even though I feel like for some of you, it's a gift from an actual person. So it could be that Spirit is working behind the scenes to just get you whatever this gift is. So let me just see if I can get more information. Okay, so the Justice card just came out, and in this Justice card, the scales are not balanced, like they're noticeably imbalanced. So I feel like there is some kind of like balancing out of the scales in some way, making something fair, making something even. So it could even be that maybe somebody here owes you money. Maybe that person is like coming into some kind of money and they're able to like pay you back or like repay you for something. But it does feel like there's some kind of balancing of the scales, and that might even be on a karmic level where, yeah, again, maybe it's like there's some version of this. I don't want to get too woo-woo or like too out there, but it's like maybe the universe knows that you are saving towards some kind of goal, and there's some kind of karma that is being like balanced out, and it's, I don't know, helping you with that. Let me see if I can't get some more information here. Okay, so the Moon card just came out. So a lot of major arcanas here. So Moon in Libra energy is like very fair, balanced minded, It feels like maybe this person is very like fair and balanced minded, whoever is giving this to you, or they kind of have a Moon in Libra energy, which Moon in Libra is a very pleasant person, very relationships focused, easy to talk to. That maybe it's coming in from that kind of a person, but it also could be karma to do with moon kinds of things. So it could be some kind of illusion. It could have to do with family. So maybe this is coming in from a family member, or there's just some kind of karma being shuffled around. So it could have to do with family. It could have to do with like a secret, maybe even a secret relationship for some of you. And maybe even something that Spirit can see or Spirit knows about, and Spirit can see that something here has been unjust or not fair, and Spirit is seeking to remedy that situation. Oh, and the Three of Pentacles just came out. So that classic kind of teamwork, building together kind of energy. So I feel like Spirit is working with you. So for some of you, I do feel like Spirit is working with you and encouraging you to, with this gift card here, it says, embrace your uniqueness and offer it as a special gift to the world. Cherish yourself, recognize your inner beauty, and embrace your worth. So for some of you, I feel like you are being encouraged to lean into your uniqueness. And it could be that there is some kind of like money coming in through that. Either maybe, I don't know, maybe if you are like an artist, like through selling your artwork or something, or even like being offered a contract, or I don't know, something here like that, because Spirit is maybe trying to work with you. It also could be relative to some kind of like, sometimes with the Three of Pentacles, I get like a very physical place. And so maybe something has been unfair in regards to home or family, in regards to like a physical place. And so there's some kind of gift maybe coming in. There could be like, fighting or something kind of acrimonious here. So let me just look a little bit more into this. So what do you have to say about this coming in? Okay, so there's another way that I can read this energy, and I'm not sure that it is connected. But for some of you, maybe it is. So don't take this if it doesn't resonate. This could be an entirely different situation that I'm picking up on. And it might be a warning of sorts to do with somebody who is kind of obsessed with wealth, because the guy that is on this sudden wealth card, first of all, he's wielding this like money cannon. There's like a lot of money coming out of this cannon, but he looks crazy in the eyes. Like he just looks kind of crazy. So, it could be that, I don't know, somebody is just nuts about giving. I don't know. But actually, I think that somebody here might be very motivated in money, and maybe that's like a karmic situation. So yeah. And then the 7 of Cups and the Queen of Cups just came out here. So again, this could have to do with maybe a secret situation where somebody is being offered like an option or a choice that maybe is motivated by money. And that maybe is a family situation, or it could be a romantic situation, or maybe a work situation. But it feels like a very karmic choice. It also feels like it might be hidden. And so it's like this person could have like chased some kind of like karmic path. Maybe you've had to pinch pennies or something here like that. And whoever did this like wasn't supposed to do this, or in some way you were left out in the cold, or there's just an imbalance, like some kind of like on a karmic level between the two of you. Some kind of imbalance. And it feels like maybe spirit is like shuffling around the karmas in order to like kind of rebalance things out. So it could be for some of you, again, I'm looking at this Justice card where one side is lower than the other, and this like kind of balancing out energy. So I think that spirit in some way is just balancing out the situation. So it could be that there's money being decreased from a certain place, and then it's being redistributed elsewhere. And it might seem like those situations have nothing to do with each other, but the Wheel of Fortune card is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like the hand of God is in this. There's some kind of spiritual energy that is like kind of intersecting into this situation in order to, I just heard, make this work, or like even this out, or make this fair. There's also references here to like maybe an argument kind of energy. Maybe like if you knew the truth here, or that somebody here was kind of like maybe scheming behind the scenes. Yeah, 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords. That feels like a betrayal to some kind of family space, or some kind of love, or some kind of family situation. And it doesn't have to be a romantic interest. Maybe this is a betrayal from a family member, or something like that. And with the 10 of Cups, you know, that to me is Mars and Pisces. And there's a few ways to kind of take that energy, because Pisces is where we can lose something, or like lose touch with it, or it can be refined and like elevated. And so what I've always kind of understood that is like the 10 of Cups, it's such a joyous, happy card. So when we transcend our Mars energy and we elevate it up, and we transcend ego in regards of Mars energy, because in a lot of ways Mars is ego, then we can find that joy and we can find that happiness like socially and, you know, with others and in our families and things like that. But also Mars and Pisces can be some kind of, Pisces can be like a faraway place or an isolated place. And especially when Venus and Mars are in Pisces or in the 12th house, it can indicate certain affairs. So like this could be some kind of situation, like affair situation. Mars is a very schmegdual planet. It's a very competitive planet. So it could be that something like that was going on, like behind the scenes or behind your back, or, and somebody here is like maybe reaped what they've sown. And there could have been like some kind of, I don't know, accident, maybe even like an authority figure or like a judge. So for some of you, if this has been an affair situation, or if you feel taken advantage of because maybe somebody here was like after your money or something, I feel that with the King of Swords coming out here, a judgment might well go in your favor when it comes to some kind of money, a loss of money, or it even can have to do with like, I mean, Mars is body. It can also be like children, like a son, like a boy child or something. So it could have to do with, maybe something to do with any of those kinds of things. I don't know, maybe your partner did something with like your son on vacation or something, and there's like a question about reimbursement, or I don't know, something like that. But okay, so the Emperor card and the World. A lot of major arcanas are coming out here. It feels like Spirit is heavily in this, and it feels very karmic, and it feels to do with the soul's journey. I think for a lot of you, there's some kind of karma that you've worked through or is being closed out. I just heard is being paid. There's some kind of karma that's being paid. And I'm seeing the Ace of Swords, and I'm seeing somebody like raise it up, but kind of like stab through the ceiling, kind of cut their way out of the ceiling. Like, I've been in a bubble this whole time and now I can see the light, like, kind of a thing. So I feel like you've been working through some kind of karma, and you have reached some kind of end point. And so I do feel like there's some kind of karmic pay, but it feels like maybe to do with actual funds or actual money or some kind of reimbursement. I would say that maybe this is like an energetic reimbursement or something here. And it may well come in the form of a job, a contract, an opportunity. But I do feel like there's some type of money coming in, and I feel like it is a gift from the universe. And with this Emperor being at the bottom of the deck, I kind of feel like this is a spirit guide that's like, got you, that's like kind of planning this out, because it feels like some kind of karma swap here where I think you're owed something here. And somebody maybe kept something hidden or secret, but I think you're owed something here, and it's just like kind of being called due. So anything else? I just heard that Camila Cabello song. It's like, anything else? It's a love song. So maybe some of you felt charmed, because that whole song, like she says something like, he kisses her like the stretch marks on her thighs, and it makes her feel beautiful and stuff. So maybe like this person kind of charmed you or made you feel like you were beautiful, or they accepted you or something, but there was some type of like agenda. And maybe the agenda had to do with money. Yeah. Maybe this person gave you a small gift, but it was because they wanted something here in return. Yeah, it was maybe strategic. I don't know who this is, because not for all of you is this a romantic situation. There's a lot of nod to like family stuff here. So it could have to do with like family. There might be something. I mean, okay, so Ace of Wands and the Empress, that's kind of, she's got this like kind of look on her face. And it feels like something here has maybe been illuminated, maybe about an Empress energy. Okay, so that's another way that I could read this too, is that maybe somebody here saw something about you, that you were doing well for yourself, and maybe that's part of the karma that's going on here too. But you're like away and safe. There's a lot here. I'm not entirely sure that I understand. So, okay, what else do you want to say about this here, Spirit? Why is this energy coming through? What do you want to clarify for us here? The Star. Okay, so this has everything to do with healing. So I feel like this karmic balance, in some way, it feels like you've wrapped up some kind of karma. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands in my mind, and I'm seeing it from a certain deck where there's like people all surrounding this lady, and they're clapping and they're smiling. And I feel like this is maybe your guides, or like they're very happy, and because you've worked through some kind of karma, maybe to do with the fifth house. So maybe to do with legacy, to do with romance, to do with children, and maybe to do with some kind of secret, like High Priestess and the Three of Cups. So some kind of maybe secret third party situation. This is so strange, because I feel like for some of you, maybe you don't even know something about this, but in some way you have worked through the karmas around it, even if you can't see it. Yes. Oh my gosh. So the Sun card just came out, and the Sun card is a lot of times is just like my yes card. And it felt very much like a confirmation when it just came out. And I feel like Spirit is bringing in some kind of light and bright and happiness. Yeah, the Death card just came out after that. So, and this particular Death card is like the figure of death cutting a rope here, like with a sword, and like a new door opening. And I'm hearing like it's a new day, because there's like light behind that door. It feels like, and there's the Sun card like right behind it. So it just feels like it's or you're going outside and things have been kind of like hazy. So you figured something out here, or spirit is like illuminating something and you're cutting some kind of cord. And I feel like you're just exiting a space. Look, this 6 of Wands just came out and it was the exact card that I was seeing in my mind. So apparently it's in this deck. I didn't really entirely know which deck it was from, but apparently this one. So, and that is like the classic victory card. And you're like moving towards some kind of victory. So I feel like this is like very supportive coming in. I just heard it'll all get better in time. 4 of Wands, 8 of Swords. It feels almost like something here happened in secret and maybe you were not doing so well. Maybe financially, because this seems to have to do like with finances, but you weren't given the truth about something and maybe you were on your knees or like in rags or tatters and this person like left behind their emotions. Something here about like attention to detail and timing is critical. So maybe, yeah, about them like leaving you, or it feels like somebody here had some kind of plan. But it feels like there's something higher watching this person that has a better plan, a bigger plan. Because this Emperor card is just looking right at me like, I got you. Very calm, just like, yeah, I got you, the world. So I feel like this person is maybe just running right into a trap. Whoever did this to you. Their strategy is just going to back them into some kind of corner. And then I feel like they're sneaking around like your Ace of Cups energy. Trying to get back to where they were with you. But they might... Let me just see. What else, Spirit, do you want to clarify? Yeah, there needs to be healing in this situation, but it feels like you need to heal, and it's requiring some kind of balancing out here. Why? What's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this guide, I feel like this is a guide energy. It's giving somebody here choices with the Wheel of Fortune to kind of change their fortune. Okay, because it's been watching. It's been watching. Yeah, and timing is somehow critical with something that's coming in. So I just feel like Spirit has a plan. This is coming in so mysterious and so vague. And I almost don't even know where to start with it because it seems like 2 situations that I'm not sure how they're related to one another, other than I feel like Spirit has been clear that there's some kind of karmic rebalancing here. Even if it's like something that you weren't aware of or something that went on behind the scenes, some kind of hidden relationship, or there's just this nod that you didn't know about something here. It just keeps coming through in the cards that you just, and maybe, yeah, okay, so maybe it's been a functioning dysfunction. And maybe that's a karmic loop or a karmic pattern. Oh, okay, and I was like, but it seems like you have closed this out. And I just asked Spirit about that in my mind, and the Strength card came out. So yeah, I feel like you've grown enormously, like in some kind of internal strength, and you've possibly embraced like your weirdness in some way, or like overcome some kind of conditioning or something that was feeding this cycle that you were kind of playing into. And it may even be like, oh, well, I shouldn't look into that. It's a secret, or like it's private. But meanwhile, it's like hurting you like energetically behind the scenes. Yeah. I think that you maybe were left alone in this situation to grieve and to be in sadness. But I think that you leveled up. I feel like you like really grew a lot inwardly. And now whoever did this is kind of feeling like a fool. And I don't think that this worked out for them. Or maybe it's just about to not work out for them because maybe they've gotten themselves into some hot water and there's going to be a judgment like not in their favor or something here. But I think they actually kind of feel resentful. They're like looking at your situation and how peaceful you are because you have a different kind of wealth here. not to say that you don't do okay for yourself, but you're in this beautiful hermit energy. And the card that I'm looking at is this woman. She's clearly at peace with herself and her surroundings. And she's sitting by the light of her own fire is what I'm getting, like her own bonfire. Her cat is, sleeping. She's got the owl of wisdom behind her. The landscape looks magical. It looks like she has everything that she needs. And she's like very balanced and at peace. And I think that maybe this person thought that money was going to be the answer. And if they lied, cheat, and stealed and, to get money, that was going to bring them exactly the energy that you are in. And, don't get me wrong, money helps you to relax. It can give you your freedom, like in this world. But the love of money, the worship of money, the enriching yourself at the expense of other people, like none of that is good. And I feel like that's what this person did. Yeah. And you started over, like you had this new beginning, and it feels like maybe small at first, but it's all stable and it's like yours and it's real and it's like grown into something. Yeah, there's been some real progression here. And Spirit watched. Something watched. Because it actually kind of feels like a being. Like I'm kind of using these words like spirit or spirit guide. And I feel like that energy is here too, but it's like something higher watched. Something higher watched, or someone. But it feels like something higher watched. And it's kind of saw that you were ready for something. What is it? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. And again, I'm hearing like attention to detail and timing is critical. So I feel like it was looking for certain things because you were making some kind of progress. So even though something was hard here, and you were probably like, when am I going to catch a break? I feel that Spirit was like, oh my God, you're making so much progress though. So it's kind of like this, I just heard, and remember that life's a great balancing act. So I feel like Spirit was like, oh my God, you're making so much progress. You don't even know like how much inner progress, and you had some kind of momentum behind you in regards of that and didn't want to interfere. So timing is critical, because I think that they were always kind of, I'm picturing somebody like giving birth. So it's like there's something building up in you that was always meant to kind of come out of you. Literally, or I don't mean literally for most of you. I think like just, metaphorically. I mean, it could be an idea, some kind of invention, maybe even a literal child for some of you. That's like just such a gift and such a blessing in your life. But I feel like there's some good news. There's some kind of like benefit or something that is coming in, and it feels quantifiable. It feels to do with money, and it feels like it is a balancing of the scales. And I think that there's something really, I just heard the word rewarding, but really impressive. I think Spirit or whatever this like being is, they're impressed with you because it's like something was hidden from you, and it was kind of like shadow boxing, like, the other half or something, but you still realized the truth, because it's like, I'm seeing you pull the sword from the stone and hold it up to the sky, like you did something here, some kind of feat. And now I feel like your world is kind of changing. And it's like, it's pulling you maybe up. There's a plan to kind of get you out of an anxious situation, maybe even out of like a home or some kind of argumentative situation. There's an acknowledgement that maybe some of you are exhausted or Yeah, there's something here to do. They keep referencing some kind of karmic contract and maybe a choice that was made, and like maybe even juggling or something here, or like, and you found it out. I don't know, but I'm just seeing you take that sword and like cut through the Two of Pentacles. Like, I feel like this was like hidden from you. So it's like something about this was like hidden. So it was hard for you to advocate for yourself or even know where to begin, but somehow you've done it. In some way you've done it. But I also think that you've had help. I do think that there's been immense, you probably already know this and feel this like spirit guide energy that's come through to kind of help you in this way. So I do feel like you got a little help coming in regards to money, and there is some plan here to start balancing out the scales for you. And for some of you, this money that's coming in may come through you embracing your uniqueness and offering it as a special gift to the world. So, yeah, it may come through something like that, or some kind of like contract here, or maybe even a marriage for some of you and some kind of like family situation or like a partner. But in some way, I feel like there's some money coming in. I feel like you're not expecting it. And because I've said that, don't, as they say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Okay. Because this is a general reading. So it's not necessarily coming in for everybody. And I would just hate for you to feel devastated if this isn't coming in. But that's really what I'm seeing here in these cards for whoever this is resonating for. And it seems like it just seems unexpected whenever it comes in. So maybe just kind of forget you ever, heard about this. But I do think that there's something strange about this karma that you have like worked through where it was almost like hidden or like in disguise, where somebody went after some kind of money. But that was a very karmic choice. And yeah. And I actually feel like you've changed a lot through maybe being left behind or being left alone, or I'm seeing that 8 of Swords again, like not having the truth and being in the rags and being on your knees, or, that experience maybe really changed you in regards of your belief systems and like your philosophy, maybe even like a career path that you're going down. I feel like it maybe changed something here, and you could have learned something about the, like the darker side of human nature, like the underworld and what motivates people. Yeah. This kind of greed, lust, energy. And I feel like, in some way you overcame or like rose above some kind of third party situation. I also just heard Rosa Parks. So it's like some of you could have stood up for yourself, and been defiant. Like, I'm not getting off this bus, like demanding equality for yourself, like on some kind of energetic way. I'm not entirely sure what this is. This has been kind of a confusing one, but that's what I have for you. So I want to say congratulations to whoever this is for. And I'm happy for you. It looks like you've been through a lot, but maybe not even known. Like, it just feels like there's some kind of karmic contract between you and another person, maybe even like a cord or something. So you could have felt like, I should be having some help right now, or this is like incredibly not fair, or, something. But it feels like in some way you've worked through this, cut through this, seen through this, still managed to process through this, and you've risen above some kind of secret relationship or some kind of secret third party situation. You've seen in the dark is what I'm hearing. You've seen in the dark. You've learned how to see in the dark. I just saw an owl, and owls have excellent night vision. They're also extremely adaptable, and maybe some of you have that. They can survive in like any climate, anything you can throw at an owl, it probably will figure out a way. It's like a Swiss Army knife of creatures. So I feel like that's maybe you. It's also giving Persephone, where you get sucked to the underworld, but then you just become the queen of hell. And I don't think you meant to. And for some of you, I don't know that it's your natural temperament, but you've overcome some kind of pattern, some kind of karmic cycle, some kind of conditioning, and some kind of beliefs that were keeping you in this holding pattern. And I think you did it all by yourself. And I think you've got I just heard there's an energetic balance that does need to take place. The universe kind of has to reorganize itself for you now, to make space, to make way for you, to make space for you, because you've earned it. I feel like you've genuinely earned something here and probably not even realized it. I feel like you were just kind of dedicated to the truth, or dedicated to like cutting through your confusion here. And you're showing as the Queen of Cups. So like understanding like your love, or moving toward even success or victory in love. And you were dedicated to learning in the process. The High Priestess card just came out. So maybe this has something here to do with like, intuition and like seeing. I just heard seeing is believing, but it's like seeing without sight, like that second sight kind of energy, sensing something here where your eyes maybe can't see, and following. And I feel like maybe there's some kind of wish fulfillment coming in. And also because you've like left, there was a lot of love here in some kind of situation, and it was like left behind. I think somebody may have done that to you in order to chase after some kind of money, and that's being kept secret because it's not fair. So, okay, that's what I have for you. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.